Okay, we are here with week 7, and I'm going to show my team that's prepared for Napsta Potato. So, a real quick review, here's my team. For once, there are actually no changes from last week, just the same old group of villains that I usually have. The Hazard stack kind of set up, Tinglu, Toxapex, Goldango to block removal, Zoroark, Terrazarud just for general nuisance, and some other nice attackers and niche options. As for Napsta Potato, we have his team over here. We see Meowscarada Greninja is a lot of very fast, very powerful offense. This is sort of the offensive core of the team and the Pokemon I'm most scared of, especially because they're kind of faster than everything I have. Then there's a very odd setup here with 3 weather types, like 3 weather conditions. There's Pelipper, Ninetales, and Gigalith, so he can set any of rain, hail, or snow in Gen 9, or sand. And then to take advantage of it, Kabutops takes advantage of rain very well. There's really not much for snow. I mean, Aurora Veil's always annoying. Guess Mousehold could try to set up. And then for rain, there's a Kabutops. And also, you know, the Pokemon are functional in their own right. Veil's always very annoying. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So now to see what I've built for this team. First, we have Zoroark Kasui. It's slower than the offensive threats, including Mousehold, but with a Scarf it's faster. And since it's not really outspeeding anything without Scarf, I kind of get to cheat a little bit with the EVs, only put a little bit into speed. The attack is just enough to guarantee a one-shot on standard Meowscarada with U-turn, and I am actually planning on leading as Zoroark disguised as Weezinggalar, who presumably you would not click knockoff on. That is, if Meowscarada comes. And then just clicking a very fast U-turn, hopefully cheese my way through Meowscarada so I don't have to deal with it. If he switches, if not, fine. You know, we'll see what happens. Maybe he Scarf U-turn, maybe that'll happen, but it's cheeky, but if I can eke out a Meowscarada kill early, that would be phenomenal. Actually, let's make that minus special defense instead of defense, yeah, because that way we take a little less damage from Meowscarada's U-turn, if it is Scarf U-turn. Tinglu, just one of the greatest Pokemon in draft in my opinion. Insane bulk. It's really just bulky, set rocks, and then do damage. Earthquake Slam kind of hits everything besides Pelipper, and I have, in my opinion, enough answers for Pelipper that I'm not too worried about not having a button for it. The reason I don't do Stone Edge is Heavy Slam is more accurate, hits Meowscarada, can stop Veil from well, Veil will go up, but it does a ton of damage to Ninetales, and it covers some other stuff too. I could do Stone Edge for Pelipper and Crobat. It's not the worst idea ever. Actually, might be a little better now I think about it. Yeah, you know what? Let's do Stone Edge actually. I don't love missing, but we'll give it a shot. Toxapex, it's more Spadef focused for Greninja, but the Rocky Helmet's there to punish U-turns from Meowscarada and Greninja, and Crobat potentially. Also Mousehold, if I remove pads or if it's not running pads, I can just kill it on recoil with Rocky Helmet. So that's essentially what Toxapex is doing. It's just defensive, haze, stop, setup, toxic to wear things down, and then just Baneful Bunker to try to maybe punish a U-turn even harder. Zarude, Brick Break is there as a fighting option because of Veil. Otherwise, I would run Close Combat, and then this is just a pretty typical Terra Electric. He doesn't have a ground type, besides I guess a Mousehold Terra, but that thing's pretty weak outside of its main stab. And then just bulk up, because the threats are mostly physical. I kind of have to kill Greninja for the set to really pop off, but bulk up, jungle healing, knock off Brick Break, and because of the weird speed tier situation I was talking about, I really don't need much speed, because Ninetales, Greninja, Meowscarada, Crobat, Mousehold, they all outspeed, so there's no point investing for them. So I can skimp a lot of EVs and make it pretty tanky. Rotom is kind of a similar build to Zoroark, it's just with Scarf it's faster than everything unscarfed, and there's no actual ground type, so again, Volt Switch Span is pretty strong. Shadow Ball's also pretty good. There are 2 dark types, but for the electric resistances, like Dracozolt and well, mostly just Dracozolt, it's a nice button to have. Will-O-Wisp is just good. I thought about Thunder for Pelipper, but Thunderbolt's probably good enough. And then this Weezing set, the EVs are very wacky. This is the 56 in Spatak and Speed is mostly there to outspeed default Pelipper and one-shot it with Thunderbolt. The bulk lets it live +1 mouse hold exactly, even with 10 hits. Rocky Helmet kills. That's thanks to neutralizing gas, by the way. It negates the technician ability. And neutralizing gas is, if I have Wheezing out, then no new weathers can go up, so then a Ninetales can't Aurora Veil, Pelipper can't set rain, etc., etc., so that's kind of the idea with neutralizing gas here. But if Zoroark leads and fakes Wheezing, the opponent might think it's Levitate, because Levitate is the only ability here that doesn't announce itself. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan. I think I might lead, try to cheese Meowscarada with U-turn. If there's no Meowscarada, I might just lead Wheezing and try to take out a Weather Setter. And otherwise, play the defensive game. I don't actually have a ton of hazards this time. I thought about Toxic Spikes, but, flying, it's also flying, it has Tidy Up. It's kind of a fast-paced team, and I'm not really sure. I mean, I could swap Toxic for it, I guess. Might be good to click on Greninja if I'm forcing it out. Yeah, the removal isn't great, actually. Maybe this might be good for Meowscarada. We'll go T-Spikes. We're a little worse for his Pelipper, but also Pelipper can't really damage Pex, so that's probably fine. Okay, well, there's our last minute changes. Toxic Spikes here and Stone Edge here instead. But yeah, team plan is mostly the same, and we're going to see what we can do with it. See you when the game starts.